There's something you already know but haven't fully admitted to yourself. The life you want, it's not impossible. It's not out of reach. It's not waiting for the right time or the right opportunity. It's waiting for you to stop being afraid of the person you need to become to have it. Here's the thing. Your biggest battle is not with the world, it's with yourself. You say you want the next level of your life. But do you? Because the next level of your life requires the version of you that plays it safe to die. It's about stepping into a self that you may not even recognize yet. A self that prioritizes growth over comfort. The version of you that does not explain, does not hesitate or wait for perfect conditions. A you that does not dilute their ambition so that people feel comfortable, feel safe, feel like you're not doing too much. And that's what you're really afraid of. Not failure, not struggle, not judgment, but the death of the identity you've been clinging onto. You are afraid of what happens when you stop being the person you and everyone else around you is used to. And let me say this. You are not stuck because of your circumstances, because circumstances can always change. You are stuck because you keep trying to solve new problems with old tools, old ideas, rigid structures. You want clarity, but you avoid uncertainty. You want confidence, but you're waiting for permission to do anything. You're waiting for a cosmic sign, for the skies to fall. You want transformation, but you refuse to let go of the parts of you that were built for survival, not expansion. And until you change that, you will keep circling the same problems, fighting the same battles, repeating the same patterns, because the life you want does not exist at the frequency you're currently operating at. It exists at a level where you speak differently, you move differently, you expect differently. And if you can't access it yet, it's because you're still trying to bring an old mindset into a new reality. Here's what no one tells you about real change. It's not about becoming someone else. It's about letting go of who you no longer need to be. There are parts of you that served you once but are now keeping you small. The part of you that avoids failure. The part of you that over-explains everything because you once needed to prove yourself to survive. The part of you that keeps relationships alive out of guilt, not genuine connection. Those parts of you, they were necessary once, but now they are anchors, and you cannot fly while holding onto the weight of an old identity. The people you admire, the people who seem like they move through life without hesitation, without explaining, without second-guessing every decision, they are not more talented than you. No. They are not the chosen ones. They are not luckier than you. They are just doing one thing differently. They stopped negotiating with their fear. But you keep making excuses, you keep delaying, you keep saying, one day I'll do it. You keep lying to yourself, saying you need more time, more confidence, more clarity. But the only way to create more time, more confidence, more clarity is by taking action. You will never wake up one day magically ready. You will never become fearless by waiting. You become fearless by moving through the fear. There is a version of you that is waiting to be lived, but that version cannot emerge while you're still making decisions based on a past that is already dead. If you want to move forward, you must bury the version of you that was built for a life you no longer want. And that's not easy, because that version of you protected you. They helped you survive. They carried you through things you never thought you'd make it out of. But their job is done. If you keep carrying them, you are choosing stagnation over evolution. The person you are afraid to be, they don't justify their existence. They don't shrink. They don't spend their energy explaining their worth to people who were never going to respect them in the first place. They know that their power does not come from acceptance. It does not come from permission. It does not come from waiting for the right moment. It comes from deciding that they are ready now. And that version of you, they are not some distant future self that you have to chase and you have to pursue. They exist now. They are inside of you, already inside of you. The only difference between where you are and where you want to be is to stop making excuses. And I know it sucks to hear this. It's frustrating. But you have to stop making excuses and start making choices. Yes. Are you going to keep waiting, keep explaining, keep rehearsing your potential in your mind while never actually doing anything about it? Or are you going to step into the person you've been avoiding? Because let me tell you something. There is no version of your dream life that doesn't require you to become different. Yeah. You need to remember who you were before you were conditioned to be afraid. You need to remember what it feels like to trust yourself. You need to remember that you were never meant to just exist. You were meant to live. So stop stalling, stop shrinking, stop making your future self clean up the mess of the choices you refuse to make today. If you're waiting to feel ready, you will never move. If you're waiting to feel fearless, you will stay exactly where you are, yeah? Because fearless people are people who do things afraid. Confident people are people who show up unsure. Real change is messy. It's uncomfortable. It's filled with moments where you feel like you are falling apart. And that's why so many people never get there. Because they mistake discomfort for a sign that they are doing something wrong. But discomfort is not a warning. It's confirmation. It means that you're finally stepping outside of your comfort zone, outside of the identity that was keeping you small. It means you're stepping into the unknown, which is the only place real transformation happens. So let me ask you, what would your life look like if you finally stopped waiting? If you finally stopped making choices based on fear? If you finally stopped prioritizing comfort over growth? If you finally stopped pretending that the version of you who hesitates is the real you, when deep down you know you were made for more? The life you want? The one that keeps pulling at you, nagging at you, showing up in your thoughts when you try to ignore it, it's already yours. Not in a vague, motivational way. Not in a just manifest it and it will happen way. But in a real, tangible way. It exists. It's already out there, waiting to be claimed. The people who have it, they're not special. You have to figure out a way to get rid of the idea that only special people experience a certain type of life. And society will try to push reality onto you. But if you've been on my channel for 2 seconds, you know that we don't do that over here. Here, we are dreamers, movers, shakers, disruptors. We are dogged and one-track minded about where we are headed. The only way to claim the life you want is by becoming the person who can live it. So the real question is, how much longer are you willing to keep standing in your own way? You know, I can only speak for myself, but I refuse to look back and realize that the only thing standing between me and everything I ever wanted was me. The ball is in your court. Will you spend your entire life making excuses, justifying why you can't, why you won't, why you're not ready? Or will you spend it creating yourself, becoming everything you are called to be?